All right, so this is gonna be kind of a funny story. I was because like I said, I consult with my people. I get ideas and stuff like that. So this particular story, I'm gonna try to jump right in it, man. This was actually, y'all keep wondering, man, why do I keep throwing that name in these stories? Because these are the people I kind of remember during this time. So now I'm working. We slowly moving up to 2007. We had to go back and forth a couple of different times because, my mind it keeps on working. So I'm working, remember, mid-year 2007, I start my internship. We just closed down the shop with Stack Dough. We feeling mentally battered and bruised about the shop a little bit, maybe them a little bit more so because they had a lot more invested. So, bro, at this time, I think he was getting ready to have a child, so he really couldn't be playing around, just wasting no money like that. The Monte Carlo gets popped off. You know what I'm saying? The cleanest Monte Carlo in town. I go straight into my career. This is me burgeoning in my career. I had already been doing the computer repair because remember, earlier 2007, I went to the Digital Career Academy at the Urban League over north. So I was jumping on the cold bus, hopping over there. Maybe every now and then, man, I walk down a couple blocks of Queens and holler at my homie Mike. I'm doing that earlier in the year. So I think we opened up that shop maybe April or May or something like that. It wasn't open. I don't even think it was open 8 months because it wasn't cold when we opened it up. We opened it up like spur of the moment. We opened it up spur of the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, summertime, like it was warm. So what I was doing while the shop, let me take that back. The shop was still open. The shop was still open. So this must have been around June or July. I'm going to try to see if I get some kind of pictures or something. The shop was open around June or July. I was starting the job around June or July or something like that. I think I took the interview because I was working on computers at the shop. I got a call from a mentor. Hey, man, you still looking for work? I got an opportunity because he told me about an opportunity months before. So I say, yeah, man, I'm still looking, and it came right at the right time because we were talking about closing and all this kind of stuff. So what I would do is I interviewed, I think that was around the time when we were talking about closing, or it was right then and there because I would leave the shop and my homie would have his brother up there because these two guys, they had to work. So he would have his younger brother up there, and he would pay him to pretty much just sit up there. So all me and him do is just sit up there and listen to CDs and stuff like that and all that. And so, I ended up going to work. So I would come, in the morning, or I don't know who had the keys. I don't even remember that much, but all I know is I would come in and I work and I just sit there and just wait till any CDs got to get sold or any computers got to get fixed. And then I would just go to work from there. When we closed up the shop, I naturally start going to work. I started off with smaller hours because I was working half day at the shop, half day at the nonprofit organization. So I fall right in. I fall right into that job, man. I started learning, getting into Active Directory. I started learning about imaging machines within my first couple of weeks. Installing network and patch cables and doing password resets and all of that kind of stuff that you wouldn't have learned right away in college. So later that year, now this around the time my homie, he had been coming back and forth between, I think, Afghanistan. My homie Oswald, he started going to, he went to the military. I tried to talk him out of it, out of high school, but he signed it on the dotted line. By the time he signed, when his people was like, hey man, can we recant? That's a wrap. They own you. You a ward of the state now. So I go, when he comes back from his tour, cause this is 2007. This 2007. When he comes back from his tour, he's always taking me driving. He's always taking me driving. So later on in 2007, I get my license. I get my license at the end of 2007, I believe. So it's around winter time. I'm starting to want to go. As soon as I get my L's, I immediately want a car because I'm tired of being on the bus. I'm tired of being on the bus. You know what I'm saying? So This was around the time when Mississippi, she would drop me off when it would get real cold. Cause I remember when it would get real cold, when it get freezing cold, sometimes Mississippi, she be getting ready to do her route and she could pick me up and drop me off. Or sometimes, I'd be hanging out with Shonda and stuff like that. And she'll pick me up from like, well, by this time she felt invested. So she said, well, I'm going to pick my man. She felt like, well, this is my man now. So I'm going to pick him up and then, and drop him off. Like if I'm at her crib in the burbs or something at night, she'll just drop me off at work. Or what she'll do sometimes, I just tell her, I say, you on the way to work, man, just drop me off on the 180 or something like that on the high. I don't even know if you could stop at the highway, but somehow she dropped me off. Sometimes I think she would drop me off at work, but I don't know. But what I do know is I did get dropped off somewhere where I could easily get to work. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'll be like, man, just drop me off at the mall. You want me to bring you to work? Man, look, you got to go to work. Just drop me off at the Mall of America. I hop on the 180. I'll be there in like 10 minutes. And then I can just walk down the stairs. It might be cold, but shit, man, it's 3 blocks. 2-3 blocks. Like, man, I'm telling you, right now, we don't be walking these blocks like how we used to, man. We used to walk blocks. Wait till we get to the Stack Dough store with IPR and stuff. Right where the Parkers Caprice, this shit couldn't be. It was so much snow. We wanted to go record. We going into IPR, man. So anyway, so now, I finally get my L's. I go to Automart. Out of all places, I go to Automart. I shouldn't have went to Automart. I went to Automart because it was close. So I hop on the bus. I get off the bus. I'm bouncing. I'm walking. Yeah, I'm going to get me a new car and stuff like that. That's what I'm telling myself. And so I walk up in there. They probably see me like, yeah, we got one. We got one. Let me tell you how cold they played it. Dude sat down. I'm looking at all the different cars. And there's some other cars I could have picked. But I picked Illumina because my homie had taught me to drive in Illumina. So out of all the cars I pick Illumina. There was a couple other cars that might have been a lot more reliable, but I just picked the easiest, cheapest little car. It was like $2,000. So I come down with my little $500 that I done saved up. And so this guy comes in, and I should have known it right then and there. I should have known the scam. Oh, he starts talking about the Lord.
Sedan, it ain't just steel and rubber, it's a testimony. She's been baptized in rain, protected in prayer, and she'll carry you as far as your faith goes.
Sounds blessed to me, brother. Let's make it official.
He starts talking about religion and, oh, God blesses us all and all that. Anytime you hear somebody say shit like that and just walks up to you talking about that, you need to run the other way.
I, Roberta McCoy, given faith and stand in unity with the vision of perfecting church of sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235 and receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
When they trying to sell you something and you don't know, and they like, oh, well, because the next thing they gonna do is they gonna be trying to get some money out you. That's 90% of the time when you walk into a business establishment and somebody starts talking about religious things, 9 times out of 10, they trying to sell you something. And that's exactly what they did. Well, yeah, man, we all gotta be God's creatures. We gotta be.
You know, son, faith is what keeps the wheels turning. You keep it honest with your fellow man, speak the truth, and always stay God-fearing. The rest, it all falls into place. Here are the keys. The Lumina's a good car.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Can't wait to hit the road.
Be honest with each other. We got to sell each other real good, upstanding cars.
You know, son, the Lord gave us land and destiny. And you see this car lot here? It was destined for you. Just like this sale was destined for me.
Destiny, huh? So what does it look like when it picks me out of the crowd?
And I'm like, yeah, my parents told me, you need to be honest with people. He's probably just looking. One thing I didn't know, he had pork and beans Joe up in there.
Oh. Now that's how a man keeps warm. Pork and beans straight from the bowl while I work on that old Chevy. You got a deal needing doing or a ride needing doing?
I didn't really think about it. I thought he was buying a car. Once again, my dope fiend senses, my Spider-Man, my Marvel comic dope fiend senses are not coming alive right now. My Spidey senses, just
Whoa! You feel that? Spider sense is ringing like a church bell. That ping!
just shut off, man. So he's in the vicinity. I'm not paying no mind. They sell me the car. I happily sign my life away.
Got yourself a good car here. For real? Say less. Hey, Shonda, guess what? I just picked up a 91 Lumina.
Look at my baby. He done came up.
And so far, so I start asking about stuff like warranties. You ain't gonna get no warranty from no damn 97 Lumina. Like, man, what you do with it? It was like a 92 Lumina or something like that. 93 Lumina. It's a piece of pure trash. Man. So they introduced me to Pork and Bean Joe. I'm thinking Pork and Bean Joe is an actual mechanic that's part of the whole equation. This is a dope fiend nigga, man, that he probably pays a couple dollars here and there. The white dude might have been giving him work. He knows he's a dope fiend. So they had a whole little thing. So the brother is like, yeah, they're good people, man. They're good God-fearing people, this, that, and that. And I'm not putting this together at all. So I get the keys to the car. We exchange numbers. I think either he was there or I was asking about a mechanic because the car started having problems. And he sent me to that dude. So I think that was a whole little scheme and stuff like that. All right, so now I finally find out where this dude lives. The neighborhood's kind of cool. It ain't the sewer neighborhood. It's over on the other side of Hiawatha. So it's in a nice kind of neighborhood wherever he lived. I don't know if he lived with somebody or that was his house and he just had dope fiend ways or whatever, but it was a all right little, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going, so I call up Pork and Fiend. I said, Pork.
If you need help, youngster, call me ASAP. I can fix it all.
Bet. Appreciate it, Joe.
Fiend. I call him Pork and Fiend Joe. Man, as soon as I go over there, he's like, yeah, youngster, you know, and he wasn't like Willie Earl. Willie Earl get to argue with you and doing all this stuff. Pork and Fiend Joe, what he would do, he just be real suave and cool, and you know, he's just so inviting. It's like an old grandpa or something like that. Like you just, you know, you can't really get mad at him. You just, you know, he's just like, well, yeah, he had these big, giant hands, because when I shook his hands, the joints felt like iron.
Good to finally meet the legend.
Likewise, son.
So he had these dope fiend hands. You know them hands where they be working outside in the cold and they be high and they got calluses, and the big calluses, they look like if they smack you, your whole lip would just drool off or something like that.
Joe's out here in the freezing cold, lighting coals like it's a campfire and wrenching on that 91 Lumina. I can't believe this. Little heat keeps the boats loose. Give me a bit, she'll purr by dinner.
5 hours later, not a peep from the engine.
She warming up.
That. So he had them kind of hands. So this nigga ain't got no, it's cold outside. At one point, he ain't working with no, eventually he puts gloves on. Man, this nigga I think he did something crazy. Like he started lighting coals outside to keep warm. I mean, this was some real dope fiend shit that was going on, man. I got some D-boy stuff, some dope fiend stories. So this dude, I'm helping him now. I'm out there. He's charging me like $40 to do it. He wants to drop the tank because he thinks it's the tank thing. So the fuel pump. So he's trying to replace that. He replaced that. Still had problems, man. Then after a while, the transmission, we didn't get to the transmission yet. It kept having issues. I bring it to Willie Earl. This is the first time. This is the original Willie Earl story. Willie Earl's working on it. I think I brought it back a couple times, but it wasn't. This was like an unfixable car. Like this was a piece of garbage. Willie Earl says, he said, hey man, and you know, this time he said it real low. That's how I know you see. He said, hey man, you gotta get rid of this car, man. He said, I said, Willie Earl making payments. You making payments? You mean you making payments on this? You know what I'm saying? So he started going into a whole other, he said, I can't believe you. You know, where you get this car at? I said, all them on the 40. Right before I said 43 cup. Automart. Oh, hell no. With the Automart. Man, you could have went over here. You pulled out parts and got you a car and threw a motor in it for cheaper than that. I can't believe this shit.
Earl's garage. She's a 91 Lumina.
All right, let's pop the hood. You got to rid of this car, youngster. I can't take this shit no more.
He goes down the station. You got to get rid. You know, then he started, you got to get rid of this car, youngster. You got to get rid of this car. And he still got no teeth. See, you know, so he still got no teeth. So he's still, you know, so I'm like, oh man. So I'm feeling played now. So Pork and Fiend, I call him back like, hey man, y'all done got over on this car. Man, you know, I'm just saying though, youngster, I'm just saying, you know, just give it a little bit of time. So I make like one more payment, and I had my supervisor. I had my supervisor. He was the manager at this nonprofit, at this place. If he heard this, he will remember it. He will remember this story. So he writes
Sold me a bullshit car. It's dying right here in the lot.
Easy now.
Give it some time. Bring it back. We'll make it right.
Time? Nah, this ride's done. I'm not paying another dime.
Mr. Price will not pay a penny more for this
letter, as if he's like a lawyer or something like that. He pulled an early Stack Doe story. He writes a letter basically saying, you done did it. I mean, it was a real crisp letter. And then they just see that white man name, and they were like, okay, so I drove the car up there, man, and threw the keys in the box. They got a box where you can return the car if it get repoed or something like that. So I threw the keys in the box with the letter with the car and hopped on the bus and went. I might have walked. I might have been so distraught and I might have walked. So, that's what happened, man, with Pork and Fiend. That's the Pork and Fiend story, I forgot about that story. Stack Doe said, hey, bro, did you not partake in the swine?
Say, Blood, are you sure you didn't partake in nor swine nor pork and beans?
Sniper! Because he must have seen my swine story with him. He said, did you not partake in the swine? And I said, man, I did eat that pot of pork and beans. I was hungry too, because it was cold.
Pork and beans in my kitchen, but the winter air gives them a little extra kick. Yeah, they fire, but this wind, not so much.
Plus my ride's still up on that jack.
Let's take this party inside before we freeze solid.
Now that's better.
And I didn't want to eat it. I said, man, I don't want it. But I mean, I'm waiting on my car. It's not like we gonna be able to jump and roll up to Burger King or go to Wendy's or something like that. We over on the other side of Hiawatha. I'm hungry. I'm like, man. So he put here, come on, youngster, yeah, go ahead and get warm and everything. Come on inside. So now I go inside. I'm sitting there. Man, I was out there down there about 8 hours, man. This nigga working on the car. This is supposed to be a 1 hour job. I'm eating the pork and beans. I said, man, these motherfuckers taste kind of good. Pork and Fiend. This is that Pork and Bean Joe. Pork and Fiend. These joints, I ain't gonna lie, man. That's why I tasted good with them beans. I was hungry. What was I supposed to do? Then the next car, so now we got to go to the next story. The next story is gonna be New York. New York was a Metro Transit bus driver.
They call me New York. 48 and still making moves like it's 99. I talk slick, I dress slick, and best believe the pockets stay thick.
Real, kind of obnoxious, not really loud, kind of, yeah. Hey, just fix my shit. Can't you fix my? I'm trying to do it as best I can. I'm gonna have a good video for New York, because New York, and he was kind of, he was cool, he was smooth, he was kind of aggressive. Hey, man, come on, man. And he always got some little young broad over his house. And then some of them was decent. If you see New York, you wouldn't think he'd be able to pull him like that. So I'm like, man, I think New York be breaking a little bread sometime, man. He looked like that type of nigga. But he was getting that guap. He was bus driving. He was driving the bus, and he was. So I had the technical acumen. So when something needed to get broke or when he needed a certain seat, he was doing the same thing as I was doing. And I still had my dupe. So I'm giving him certain stuff, or I'm constantly fixing stuff. He's always downloading stuff on his computer. He didn't want to pay for an antivirus one day, and so he get mad. He didn't want to pay me to fix it. Then he got the antivirus 2009. That's a big virus. He used to hit people's computers, and it looks real. Next story is New York, and the next story after that, we're going to get down and dirty.